That's right, back Charlie. That's right.
Still on the floor.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, bro. Come on.
Because you always use that active red light defending. I think it's like because you always use that active red light defending. I think it's like
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, bro. Come on.
because you always use that active red light defending. I think it's like
Alright, am I live? People deluded, I'm back again. I had some problems getting into my own stream, but we got there. Obviously, first things first, hope you're all having a great weekend. Hope obviously you and your family are in good health. Obviously appreciative of all of you lot tuned in. Happy Sunday, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course good night. Now we all know the elephant in the room that needs addressing is Arsenal Liverpool. Again, in a weird way, I wouldn't say I'm not overly confident. I'm not scared of Liverpool beyond the obvious. And let me specifically explain what I mean. Obviously, it's Liverpool. You know, I like the way how Mikel Arteta said exactly word for word what I said. They're a wounded animal. You don't become a good or a bad team overnight. Liverpool, obviously, you know, have won a couple battles, but have lost the war against City. But end of the day, you know, if Jurgen Klopp was to leave Liverpool, he's delivered their first Premier League trophy in 30 years. He's got them a Champions League and a couple of finals. Clearly, I think Pep's done more than him. But, you know, the one thing might be the Champions League with Pep. Not that he hasn't revolutionized City. They've turned this into a Farmers League. If you're like myself, you haven't got Haaland in your FPL team, it's a stress. But you don't become a good or a bad team overnight. They deserve all the healthy respect, and they're a wounded animal. End of the day, I hope they play rubbish today. But if they feel sorry for themselves, Liverpool, they're going to get collapsed, innit? You know, when you feel sorry for yourself in life, things get worse. And everybody's got a mad fixture list. I think they've got City not in recent weeks. After this, they've got a tough run. We've got a tough run. We let ourselves down against United, bounce back against Spurs. Can we do it in another big game? Can we ride off the form we have going into this game and all the positives? You know, and that's why I have confidence, because in the same way, if our results going into this were shaky, then naturally, you know, I'm gonna have question marks over what we're doing really and truly. But everything, you know, there's still little bits and pieces we can take to the next level in all comps. But the form's good. It's a nice day for it. The fans are there. We ain't beat Liverpool in about 14 Premier League games. You know, the likes of Jota, Salah, Firmino, Mane, when he was there, use us the stat pad. We struggled to score. It is what it is. If you want to become a top 4 team or beyond this, we need to one day get into a scenario where us as Arsenal fans, if we win in a healthy way, we're not shocked and we have real, genuine confidence going into games like this. You know, they score a lot of goals. They've been battering us, you know, in a healthy way. Obviously, their form needs addressing. And yeah, based on how both teams come into this game, we probably are the favourites beyond what I've just said. And, you know, preparation has been good. It's now to stand up to be counted, really. I'm expecting Liverpool's form to go out the window. It's a big test. You know, Trent, Salah, there's numerous players. Diaz, Jota, if he plays, Firmino, form or not. You know, the midfield battle is going to be crucial. Wide areas, following your runners, all of that sort of stuff. You know, obviously, if you can't win, don't lose. So I'll accept not winning if we don't lose, really and truly. But let's keep going, man. We got tough runs of games. We got Liverpool today. We got Leeds away next. We've still got to go to Southampton. We've got Nottingham Forest. We've still got a couple of ties where Europa League's concerned. There's bare games from October to the end of the year. We're in the business end. We need to get into the new year after a Buki World Cup calendar where we don't know how that's going to affect people. still realistically saying what we're saying now in relation to potentially getting top 4. So we need to stand up to be counted. It's as simple as that. Good day, DG. Nervous and silently confident. Come on, people. Appreciate that. To stay up to date with DG when he goes live, follow him on Twitter. Appreciate you, S. You came in just the right way. DG back in the cut. I hope you're well, my G. Excited for today. Yeah, you know, excited, nervous, scared, you know, confident. It's almost like, I don't know the scenario, but you see if you're about to have a fight with someone and you're both on it and it's like, come on then, let's effing have it sort of thing. It's one of them really, man. I'd love to beat Liverpool because all my uncles, my family group chats, my actual group chats with my brethren, my United supporting brethren, shout out the gaffer for Wrongans, Reese and Toby, all the gaffers, they're Liverpool fans, and Sean, who's a player, and Harry. But man, want to be able to puff out my chest. But you can ask tapping toes. I'm not even letting. Sorry, people. I need to take off my hoodie. Obviously, we played Spurs a second ago. Now I'm still onto them, people. I'm not letting Tobes breathe. Like he must have put. He must. And I know when it's Arsenal's turn, he's gonna be on to me. But he must have. What did he do? Obviously, big up tapping toes. Subscribe to him and that. But he must have been at Brighton away for Spurs, and he must have put up a video, and he's like warrior. 2-2s. Now I see it's Højbjerg. I was, what warrior? You were. There was no warrior. Well, you can be a warrior against Seagulls. When he was bucking Xhaka and Partey and the real G's, I never saw nothing, did it? So, yeah, man. If I could talk some those to some Liverpool fans, it'd be amazing. But yeah, on a serious note, Liverpool, fantastic coach, fantastic players. This is the Premier League, innit? Obviously, God willing, we win this game. You know what's going to be said, and this is why I don't really care for the outside noise, because Liverpool's form or not is still Liverpool, really and truly. A bit like when we played Palace, a bit like when we played Spurs, a bit like when we played Brentford. These teams are talked up. It's a big test for Arsenal. It's this, it's that, it's the third, it's all of these things. We play, we win. And not that these points aren't necessarily true, but people focus on how poor the other team was and all these things. I don't care as long as 3 points. 3 points is 3 points, innit? Let's pick it up, especially because we're playing at home as well, man. Any talking points, etc., get them in, man. The victory is needed, even if it's just for the streets. Good morning, DG, from this side. Positive for the game today. Appreciate that and appreciate you lot. And I mean, again, you're allowed to be confident. I'm confident in our preparation. I'm confident in how the players are playing. I'm confident in what the gaffer's been doing. I'm confident in terms of form. In the same way, again, if we was moving shaky, if players were playing bookie, if the manager was doing dodgy stuff, you'd be within your rights to be nervous. And in many ways, there's never been a better time to play Liverpool. A bit like when United bucked them, form on the floor. Yeah, a couple players are fit now. Arthur Melo, from Liverpool's perspective, is out for a few months. Thiago's probably fit. The rest of them are fit. Obviously, a couple of them midweek found their shooting boots against Rangers, etc. I don't know if he's going with Darwin Núñez and he might lack goals, but the physical threat. I don't know if he's going to go with Jota, who loves scoring against us, Firmino, Salah. We don't know. He might go with his 4-3-3, tried and tested 4-3-3. You know, Klopp might switch it up and say, do you know what? Let's go with what we did in the Champions League, and it was more of a 4-2-3-1. You just never know, really. This is a tough game for you lots. It's got to be Villa boys, but you know, cliche. But what easy games are there in the Prem? What are the key battles are you hoping the team will pattern? Well, again, it's probably going to be someone else, and naturally, have we frozen? Naturally, obviously, same way Saka's a marked man for Arsenal, and you know you want to see Saka combat against that. And obviously Liverpool know about the numerous threats in the team. But if 2-3 men are marking Saka and double marking him out the game, that means there's space for someone else, whoever, to take advantage of that gap. If I'm Liverpool or Klopp, I'd do the same. If I'm a Liverpool player or if I'm a Liverpool manager, which I'm not, Arsenal on the transitions, that's where you hit them, really. That's where we've really struggled, the defensive transition, stopping things at route. When you see Liverpool historically in City, you see, you know, a team might break, someone just brings them down, and you look at the build up to the penalty, where it was 7-3 at one point against Spurs. You look at the goals and just the defensive performance against Leicester. You look at the goals we conceded. We did come back, but the goals we conceded against Villa and Fulham, them brain farts are there. So I'd be trying to hit Arsenal on the transition, really and truly. I would try and combat against Arsenal starting fast. That's the one thing I want to see from us. You know, we do very well in the first half of that. If you do that, the fans will be behind you. You get it. There's going to be times we're going to be under the cosh. It's Liverpool. We're going to be under the cosh. We're going to have some heart in mouth moments. But if you do the basics and you do things well, like you've seen what we've been doing, things happen for you. So I would say the transition. Obviously, the midfield battle is key. Regardless of who they've got, we're going to need it. Xhaka, keep your form. Partey, keep your form. Odegaard in the top 6 game. If I'm real, you need to pattern today, really and truly. Whether they go with Thiago, Henderson, the safety net of Fabinho, all these things. Wide areas. Liverpool are up there for crosses. They cross the most in the league. Stop the cross. If you can't stop the cross, follow runners. Jota might not be the biggest, but he's a threat in the air. Anyone is if you give him time and space. Midfield runners as well. Evidently, both flanks. You know, I don't know if Robertson's fit or Timiskas, whoever, but Diaz, Jota, left-hand side is lit. Ben White, Tomiyasu, whoever's there, big game. Tierney, Zinchenko, whoever's there on the left-hand side, same logic. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Can we take advantage of the gaps he leaves in behind? You know, with Martinelli, etc. But we all know Trent is fantastic on the ball, and he might as well be a number 10 for Liverpool because he is their creative spark in many senses. Get onto that. You know, make him have to defend. Give him something to think about. You know, if he wants to go forward, he has to be mindful of Martinelli. If what we did in the cup a few years ago, where Aubameyang just stayed hide and wide, Trent, you go and do your playmaker thing. We take advantage of that space. And again, you know, whether it's Zinchenko, Tierney, Xhaka in the advanced role, Gabriel, you know, that left-hand side. And if I'm Liverpool, I'm trying to pull Gabriel out into wide areas against Salah and take advantage of any gaps. So the gaps, what we do off the ball is going to make the difference today. So I'd say they're the key battles beyond the obvious. I'm keen to see if he'll go with Darwin Núñez, because if I was Klopp, I'd throw that in, really, because maybe, obviously, you have to consider every eventuality, but maybe, just maybe, Mikel Arteta is planning for Firmino, Jota, Salah, these sort of false nine sort of guys. I think Darwin Núñez could be a physical handful, and I don't know if Darwin Núñez will be held in the same regards as Salah and Mane and justify his price tag, but he looks like sooner or later, and he definitely won't be chatting to Haaland, but sooner or later, I think he's going to score goals. I think he's starting to do everything well apart from score goals. And if you're honest, you know, Liverpool have more. I don't like to harp on about it, but they've got more experienced players. No matter how good we've done, sometimes in some aspects in the game, we show our age. If I'm Liverpool in a game of fine margins, in a league of fine margins, play upon that, really. You know, you've got two young centre-backs there. Gabriel, who people might be onto him, still quality. Saliba, quality. Go and ask questions. For Arsenal, I want to see us ask questions. If you can't score a goal against Liverpool, we never, on the best of days, we ain't been scoring against Liverpool. But if you can't score today, we might as well pack up, man. That form is on the floor. We are scoring goals. That defense is disjointed. There's too many gaps between the centre halves, between the midfield and defense, between the fullbacks and the wingers on either side. You know, Alisson's a madman in goal, but he's not Superman. Well, he is Superman, but he's not invincible, sort of thing. Smash the like button, people, and don't forget to set your reminders, because across Twitch and YouTube, one love to the Twitch ones out there. Again, we are obviously 3:30 hour before kickoff. It's Arsenal Liverpool, innit? So we'll be doing a watch along for such. So it's put up or shut up business, man. There's nothing else really. What more can I say that you lot don't know? We just need to go out there, and at this point, I'm almost talking myself up. I want to go out there and play now, really and truly, if I'm honest with you. So that's what I would say the key battles. Maybe the bench makes the difference as well. I agree with you about Liverpool's form being irrelevant. It is relevant because it's something to consider, but it is irrelevant. You know, man, up to football isn't one on paper. Football isn't one in the pundit studios. It's one out there. How many times, especially Arsenal fans, we've moved away from this? But how many times have we bucked teams that are a bit shaky and they've got their form together? Crystal Palace at home last year. I'm pretty sure Brighton, even Southampton. So form goes out the way. It has to stop sometime. You know, their form has to stop sometime, really. So we're going to have to see, man. We're going to have to see. How important do you think the bench will be? Vieira, Lokonga, and Eddie should be looking to impressive given the chart. Vital, bro, because that is almost, you know, obviously if you bring a defender off the bench, that's a defensive signing. But in terms of defending the lead, Lokonga, you might have to come on and do something to help us see out the lead and be composed in the middle of the park. Fabio Vieira, we might need a difference maker. Eddie Nketiah, we hope you come off the bench and score, but we might need what you've been doing. The bench is important. Pardon me, shout out Marcel, man. It's that day. Big up DG, you're my guy, but today's the day. We need those 3 points to get out of our way. Marcel, you got to take it over our dead bodies. May the best team win, my bro. I hope you and everyone's locked in, doing well and safe. Fully agree with form being irrelevant. They have one of the best front threes in the world. Van Dijk is one of the best defenders the league has seen, and Alisson is world class. You said it there. You said it. As I said, Liverpool didn't become a good team overnight. They didn't become a bad team overnight. And again, one thing I give Liverpool, the manager and the team, they, for me, in a nice way, they sum up the Liverpool, the area, the people. You know, they pull together, they rally together, and at the end of the day, Liverpool can't feel safe for themselves. They have to turn their form around, or your season's a myth. You know, on the best of days, it's long catching City. They're making it harder than it needs to be. You know, Liverpool were talking about winning quadruple and all them things last year. You're not doing that now. So they have to stand up to be counted. For Arsenal, we need to prove we can go and do these things. Even if we win, let's not get too excited. If we lose, we need to take what's obviously not been good enough and take it to another level. Because I think we've been quality, but we haven't been amazing. There's always something to improve. Look at Jurgen, man, you said Jurgen Klopp. Look at Pep. His team's 3-4-0 up sometimes and he's getting onto them. So let's, as I said, man, if Liverpool are to win, let it be because, you know, they've showed their quality. Someone scored a screamer. Don't let it be because we've switched off and we've done certain nonsenses and things like that. I'm going to Twitch now. One love, bro. In fact, hey, Twitch, I'm doing you dirty because where is my Twitch manager? What the hell? Now I can actually see. Certainly appreciate you for that. Morning, DG. Today has to be the day that we stop getting bullied by this team, beating after beating, predicting a dub. I hope so, man. Everything's got to stop sometime, but that's how I feel with our record at Old Trafford. I was thinking, surely it's got to stop now. Enough's enough. But boy, you have to go out there and win it, man. The last time we won, Liverpool have only changed 2 of their starting 11, and I think we changed 8. Let's hope that's a difference, Khalid. Let's hope so. And again, I can't remember the last time we bloody scored against Liverpool. I'm sure the last time we won in the league against them, I hope they do it today, but I'm pretty sure Van Dijk and Alisson made 2 mistakes in the home game, and Lacazette and Reece Nelson, who might be on the bench today, scored. So let's hope it's adapting. Are you confident today? I'm as confident as I can be going into the game with our form. I'm as confident as the players can show me within the first 10 minutes of first 10, 20 minutes of that first half. I'm as confident as how the players play, you know, really. I think we've never been in better form to play against Liverpool and never been more confident as a club and never been more stronger. But at the same time, that counts for, you know, that doesn't make anything happen really and truly. So yeah, man. Come on, this is like a crackhead. You gotta explain that. Oh yeah, Doc. I hope today's the day, bro. I hope today's today, but we've actually got to go out and make it today, my boys. Like we've actually got to go and make it. Criminal Blues are moving mad. Big up the DG. Why do I always feel down whenever we play these teams? I want to shake off the PTSD. And to be fair, last couple of times we played Liverpool, in my opinion, it's been slightly more. We've got beaten up, but it's been slightly more even. But we still look like we have that. You've got to have respect for your opponent, but I think it's been over respect. As long as Partey is in that midfield, I believe we have a chance to beat anyone, in my opinion. I hear that, EJ, but he's not going to be there all the time, man. Liverpool to lose, I hope so. But on a serious note, form is temporary, class is permanent. And when you look at that Liverpool team, it oozes class. We need to be careful again, exactly. And if I'm Liverpool, the first thing you want to do, let Arsenal have the ball. Let their fans them get confident. Let us do what we're doing. Let us soak up the pressure, you know. Let us make us think it's our day, then safe. Because Liverpool are one of the best counter-attacking teams in the league. So if we're not switched on, boy, you might as well stop defending because Salah's going to pull it in the back of the net. I know he hasn't been too good in terms of FPL. You'd imagine that fixes up today, innit? 40 likes, people. We can get 100. Afternoon, Paul. Afternoon, DG. Hope you and the nation are blessed. And, well, the more the afternoon goes on, the more butterflies I'm getting. I'm the opposite, you know. I start off quite nervous, quite apprehensive, tension. Then as we're cracking on, what shall be, shall be. If we win, we win. We lose, we lose. We draw, we draw. What shall be, shall be. The past brings regret. The future brings uncertainty. Let's do what we can in the present to have a positive outcome. As well, Wenger didn't say that word for word, but as Wenger typically says, man. So it is what it is in that regards, man. If I'm completely honest with you guys. So yeah, keep your opinions coming. Should we see what Mikel Arteta, the gaffer, has had to say? And just everything else in that regards. We are like the big brother who always punches up the little bro no matter how big he gets. I don't know about that because we've won the league at your grand. You know, a couple other teams have had our number. I don't see Palace, Brighton, Southampton away saying that. Crazy, you know. Last 40 years, probably the same amount of Prem trophies and that. So I don't know. Little brother's on crud still. Little brother's on crud still, you know. You lot got the right FSG money. We got the Kroenke money for a set. Kroenke's patterning now. You lot had miracle worker Jurgen Klopp. Hopefully, the magical powers and shouting boomers stop today. I want to see him looking stressed. You know when Liverpool lose and they zoom in on Klopp's face and he looks bewildered? I need that today. Tiana Trent needs to get bullied by Martinelli, man. But yeah, let's start seeing. Obviously, it's not pretty reading. Arsenal failed to keep a clean sheet in their last 9 Premier League games at the Emirates. So again, if Liverpool are rocking up to our place, they should feel they should score. Every team should, because we, while we got 3 clean sheets, we haven't kept in 9 in the league. And I think when you factor in the Europa League, it's not necessarily the same. Arsenal have won just one of their last 13 Premier League games against Liverpool since Jurgen Klopp arrived. Lost 9, drawn 3, and won the 1. It's crazy, bro. Puberty is happening. Little bro's moving mad. Doing MMA now. It's crazy. It's crazy. Marcel, be careful. Be careful. We're asking to use the PlayStation remote. You're saying, no, big bro's about to get thumped up. Please. Anyways, Liverpool won twice at the Emirates last season, scoring 2 goals from just 3 shots on target in both games. What does that tell you? They are clinical. Take your chances, limit the opportunities. And if you give them a sniff, whether it's in and outside the area, whether it's crosses and the movement, they will score. Liverpool have earned that right there. One of the best at that regard. Liverpool have won more often away at Arsenal in the Premier League than at any other opponent 9 times. Bloody hell, this isn't nice, is it? The statistics are just getting worse and worse and worse. Mo Salah has scored 8 Premier League goals against Arsenal, only against Watford and West Ham. With 9 each, has he netted more often? Boy, Arsenal, Liverpool is the joint highest scoring fixture in the Premier League, in Premier League history, with 175 goals scored. That's joint with Arsenal Spurs. It's all mad. It's a madness. It's crazy. Arsenal have gone 10 hours and 5 minutes of Premier League football in all comps against Liverpool since they last scored against Jurgen Klopp. Marcel, the little bro things, you lot got like big bro is that born, little bro was born when little bro was born when big bro was about 20, because this is crazy. This is crazy. Shout out Hendrick, man. This guy is lit, fam. The truth. Liverpool have conceded first in 9 of their last 11 PL matches. 9 of those they have won that. Of those 9, they have won 4, drawn 4, and lost 1. I'm even dyslexic, respectfully. We need to do our thing, man. Only Liverpool 7 have hit the woodwork more often than Arsenal's 5 this season. Jota has scored 6 goals against Arsenal, his joint highest tally. Bloody hell. 7 goals in 7 in all comps against Arsenal for Liverpool, including 5 and 4 in the league. And yeah, continuing in lack of clean sheets. We've kept just 2 clean sheets in our last 11 PL Europa League games. So we haven't kept that many clean sheets. As I said, we're an improved defensive side. We're not yet a good defensive side, in my opinion. Obviously good from what we used to be. But bloody hell. Only City have allowed, and this has obviously changed because City played yesterday, but only City have allowed their opponents fewer shots on target this season in the Prem than Arsenal. Only 3 teams with Liverpool, City, and Spurs have scored more goals from corners than Arsenal this year. So it feels like there's goals in this game. Both teams should be confident, regardless of form. It's going to be fantastic for the, for the neutrals. I don't know about us, but what shall be, people. It is what it is in that regards, man. Big up DG Spun, the block out of nowhere. Didn't even know you was live. Appreciate that, my guy. Did you see Enzo Fernandez? No, I didn't see it yesterday. What do you do, man? But he seems to be earning rave reviews. So, yeah, it's peak. Shout Arsenal presser. But, yeah, once again, Arsenal have won only 1 of their last 14 PL games versus Liverpool. Come on, Klopp, man. Come on, Klopp, man. It's about time this ends. But then again, I was hoping for that at United away. So just because you want it to end don't mean these things are going to end, innit? So we hope and pray. We pray and hope. And we need to do a thing. Apparently, in fact, we'll get into that in a second. Odegaard spoken, people. 4-0 Arsenal today, 3-2. I don't know about none of that, man. G1, that damn. It hits, man. Super confident today. We'll outscore them today. This is not the same Arsenal, and they are not the same. I hope so. Clearly, they're not the same because they're not second in the league, first in the league. It always changes according to them in City. Clearly, we have improved. But it takes forever to, we need to, for me, we need to do this for a season for me to say this is the minimum. We probably need to get into a scenario where Liverpool in top form, City in top form, the things you praise Arsenal for beyond the obvious, you don't praise City. You don't praise City for being spot on defensively, for being clinical, for being consistent, for solving problems, because it comes with the territory. You don't praise Mayweather for being consistent. It comes with it. If I'm harsh and devil's advocate and we want to go to where we need to, it needs to become, and it is becoming minimums, and big us up, it needs to become minimum sort of thing. I don't know if it's the same team because in many ways, I agree with you, it's fully different. There's a new mentality. Previous years when things have gone wrong or one man's made a mistake. I honestly believe previously players would hide behind that because they know, well, boy, I didn't make an error leading to goal. We forgive ourselves, we go again. You know, collectively we're doing our thing. Individually, people are doing their thing. There's more tactics. We're getting to be a half decent team and things like that. But I don't know, because in many ways we were different at Old Trafford, but the same old result happened in the same old fashion. The criticisms were conceding the same old silly goals where they could be stopped at route. Spurs, we did our thing. United, we didn't. Can we do our thing today? So it's down for these boys to prove it, because we haven't accomplished nothing yet. We're doing well, and we hope it continues. We're moving in the right direction, but we ain't won nothing yet. We ain't won nothing of significance. We haven't returned back into the Champions League on paper for, people doing what they did last year, talking like it's an assurance that Arsenal are going to be there. By God's grace, I hope it is. But there's bare games to play, so we need to keep going. I hope so. I wouldn't say I'm super confident of what we've been doing, but yeah, man, you need to earn that right, man. Boy, the last time we drew a game was, I had them statistics to hand, really. I think it's been 20 odd games in all comps. Still 30 games left. A lot can happen. I think if we score a goal in the first 20, we are winning the game. If not, it's going to be tight. We won't get any control in the game. Arsenal are great at creating chances. We ain't defending well. Easy Arsenal win. I don't believe you, man. You're doing that. It's like me and Football Manager, where I say we're going to lose. Deep down, I'm hoping I'm putting the opposite into the air. I don't believe you. I lie, man. I can't trust Liverpool, dunce. I can't lie. You lot said that you lot's title team was better than Invincibles and the Jose sides and the Alex Ferguson sides. I can't believe you. I hope you're right, but I can't believe you, man. I do hope from an Arsenal perspective, we go out there, we start fast, shell shock these lot. I think one game these lot should watch. We haven't won many against Liverpool, so I can actually remember it. Do you remember the game? Alexis, Ozil, and Bellerin just all savaged these lot at home. That's what they need to watch. We have to start the match the way we did against Spurs, and we have to score first also to have a chance. We're still not on Liverpool's level, but at least it looks like we're on the right track again. I hear that. Also, subscribe, bro, to 100k. G1, my killie. If we end up being the club who gives Darwin Núñez goals, I'll be... Bro, we've been here, done it. We've been here, done it. And what I would say is belief. We have to defend well. At times, we're going to be under the cosh. We have to give them their respect. But Liverpool, for me anyways, and big up to Paul of Redmen TV, he was explaining to me that in previous years, Liverpool struggled to break down a low block. If you just rocked up, we'll get into this in a sec, but if you just rocked up against Liverpool with a low block, you had half a chance. Now it looks like if you give them the healthy respect you need to and be aware, if you try and move to them and take your... Look at Brighton. In many ways, Brighton and Liverpool, they both were holding on to the lead and then they dropped it. But Brighton said, no, I'm moving to them, Trossard said, no, I want to, I'm being linked with Chelsea and Arsenal and actually Liverpool as well and all these clubs. Let me try a thing. We have to try, man. And at home is one thing, The next challenge, and we can't get ahead of ourselves. The next challenge is, can you, man, do this at their place? Because one thing I want to do more than beat Liverpool at Anfield. Because when was the last time that happened? But yeah, man. First goal will be crucial, but also reacting to the first goal. It's these past score lines that haunt me. You're not alone, man. You're not alone, bro. Haunts us all, bro. Haunts us all, man. Núñez won't even start. Bobby will play in the 10 or as a second striker, and Jota will play up front. But that's what scares me. Jota in a foot race is long. 4-1 in 2015. That's the game they need to watch, man. You play like that, we do a thing. We are playing well. Listen, I ain't talking about other content creators, man. I hear that. Though we became a lot better over the years at breaking down low blocks, to be honest. Mind you, we had a great defense, so it would only take 1 or 2 goals for us to win the game. I hear that. I have a feeling today's game is gonna look like a lot like when Liverpool played Napoli. In what regard? Núñez is quicker than Jota. Right. If you get in a foot race in that regards with Núñez, with Jota, any of these guys, it's locked. Salah is long. Like, obviously, you lot can't see the memories, but the amount of goals that Salah in that right-hand channel, that is just flashbacks, and Mane as well. I mean, that's the one benefit. Mane's effed off to Germany. Big up Mane. So that's one less savage we don't have to worry about. It's crazy. Big up DG. This is a must win. I still remember that 4 they gave us. I don't agree that it's a must win. It is a must win for me as a fan, but I'll take a point. I'll take a point right now. 4 points off Spurs and Liverpool is calm. We can maneuver. We go again against Leeds. Saying that, of course you want to win, man. Of course. So yeah, man. So let's hope we do a thing. But Martin, I'll keep your opinions coming, people. Amazing. I didn't think too many of you would be active at this time, but nonetheless, Odegaard and Liverpool's challenge. Where is it started? Oh, sorry. This is all his comments. Sorry, people. I was waiting for the quotation marks. But what has he said? There are positive vibes around the club, and it's not just the men's team. I've been following our women's team so far this season and saw their big win over Tottenham as well. You played, bro, Medina, and the club is doing a lot of things right in a lot of different areas, which is really good to see. I was very happy for Xhaka last week when he won our Player of the Month award. He really deserves it. Hear all of that, but where's the Liverpool stuff? Okay, here, man. Let's just skip to that. Respectfully, Captain. Now our challenge is to keep our league run going against Liverpool today. Another big test for us in the Premier League. It's a special one for me too, as when I was younger, my dad was a big Liverpool fan. A lot of my family grew up supporting Liverpool, in fact, and my brother is here today watching us. But of course, he now supports Arsenal. There's no doubt about that. I remember watching Liverpool at home as a kid and players like Steven Gerrard, John Arne-Risa. When I used to work in Nightown, I met John Arne-Risa and in Harvey Nicks. I was only young when he was at Liverpool, but I remember the big goals he scored and his famous free kicks too. He's a huge name in Norwegian football. Listen, big up that man, big up you. But listen, less of the fanboy. What we on today? This current Liverpool side is obviously a very strong side too. And unrelated to this, people, Ramsdale spoke about that. This is another challenge for us today. What Liverpool has done over the last few years speaks for itself. And although they haven't started as well this time as they have in previous seasons, their squad is full of quality. They've had a few injuries this season, but those players are coming back. And this is another huge test for us today at the Emirates. Liverpool could be dangerous as well today because they'll be desperate to show that they should be higher up the table. And it's true, Liverpool could draw inspiration from us of last season. We crumbled, but, we turned the season around somewhat. And yeah, it ended how it kind of started in disappointment, but a lot of conclusions. Like someone said, there's 30-odd games. If Liverpool go and win the next 10 in a row, it's not that all's forgotten, but, if Liverpool don't achieve in May what they want to achieve, then you might look at the wobble period in the initial start, but they can get their season back together. We've seen a lot of conclusions drawn at many clubs. United, it's all doom and gloom. Ten Hag doing a thing now, and many others, really. So we have to see. We've got to be ready for that. When teams feel they have something to prove that can lift them, so we got something to prove as well, So all we expect today is a big battle and a huge test. Rise to the occasion. We're at the top of the table, so teams will be even more motivated against us to show their qualities. It's up to us to rise to that and play our game. And also, Spurs won. United are playing Everton. Hopefully Everton could do a thing. If you could beat Liverpool, it seems like open season for top four, really, apart from City. At this moment in time, all them places there are up for grabs. So if you can take advantage and exploit those around you, we can do a thing, really. So, yeah, it's up to us to rise to that and play our game, keep performing as we've been, and hopefully we can get another good result here at home like we did last weekend. Come on. The thing. Shout out the pitches, them. Hey, Saka, I need this, I need this. I need a leng like that. Make sure you edge of the area. Shoot, mate. Yeah, big up you, Eddie, on the bench, but your friend next to you, you can sell some programs in and around the Emirates. Big up the gaffer, the Brazilian tugs. Yeah, hey, Martinelli, Klopp's always gassing you, show him why. Switch on today, mate. No bozo jeans. You two are going to be needed. If you can get away without a yellow card, fair enough, Jesus, but happy belated. Saliba, go and show that Don, that imposter playing centre-back for Liverpool. Who's the real centre-back now? We've got agendas loading. 1 and 2, you off the bench, going to be required. Yeah, party, I get that scared as well when I see the fixture calendar list when we play Liverpool, but it's calm. So, yeah, man, away from that silliness, it is what it is. What has Mikel Arteta said? He's proud of our club's spirit and connection. We have to keep giving our fans more reasons to be even more present and more supportive of the team. But at the moment, smash the like button, people. We cannot ask anything of them. The atmosphere they create every time we play for them is fantastic. We want to continue to have those moments together. I think one of the things in terms of how you measure success as well as lifting trophies is needed to understand where we were, how we looked at the time and how it looks right now. We still ain't achieved nothing. It's a credit to everyone that's been involved in the last few seasons to achieve that. That's true. It's far from our final destination, however, and just as performances continually improve, there's still plenty of room to grow together as a football club. I'm really happy. I'm proud, obviously, of the change, the dynamics, the atmosphere, and the belief around the club. But as we're looking ahead to where we want to be, and we are not there yet, if you win, but you don't have that connection, is that really the meaning and purpose of how you do things? For me, the answer is no, that's true. If you're able to win, we set an atmosphere and such a feeling of belonging and participation. I think it's much better. That's true, man. But, I don't want to just compete. What's this saying? Boy, we have only won one of our last 14. Boy, we're 11 points ahead of them. They're yet to taste victory on their travels away from home. So again, Liverpool get their season back on, beat a team they've always had their number, and win away from home. Really, you know, they did win against Rangers. Boy, they've dropped 11 points, half of their entire total last year. Crazy. Liverpool have been slow out the blocks this season. So naturally, if Klopp and his analytical team have looked at Arsenal, we start very well in the first half an hour of games. Naturally, you're going to tell your team, beyond the obvious of what we've been speaking, make sure you're bloody switched on. For Arsenal, turn up the decibels. As simple as that, people. You know, in both matches and campaigns as a whole, they've conceded first in 5 of their 7 league games, a factor that meant it took them 4 attempts to register a win, albeit a 9-0 walloping of Bournemouth. While they followed that up with a last graft victory against Newcastle, draws against Everton and Brighton lift them to 9th in the table going into this weekend's game, people. They lost 4-1 to Napoli as well. And, you know, Firmino still got decent form, 5 goals in 6 PL games, as many as he got last term. And again, he's got 9 against us, including that when he's not even looking. If you lot beat us, what I won't take, Liverpool have some respect for us. I don't want to see any more of them no-look passes and shots and that. Arteta said Liverpool are a magnificent team. Facts. It's a fixture that everyone's looking for against an opponent that has shown in the last 4 or 6 years the level they have. And we have to show those opponents again that we've reached the level and we are ready to compete against them. I hope so. I'm not here to judge what Liverpool are. I'm here to talk about what we do. I think what they've done in the last 5 years doesn't need any presentation. It's clear. They've been up there in every single competition for the last 5 years. So credit to them. On Klopp, he said, all my respect. Wow, really, really good job. When you need some time, nobody gives you time. And maybe not all of us deserve time because you still have to be good to use the time. And that's what Mikel obviously did. I have to say, really lots of respect for it. All right, Klopp, I beg you tempt Arteta, because I remember we was in what, I don't remember the year, but we was kind of in a Liverpool game. Arteta tried to give it to Klopp. Klopp went, he started gassing up the crowd, and it's like the crowd turned up the decibels at Anfield and it went left. You know, can we do that? You know, maybe Klopp's listening to, you know, North London Forever and all of them songs there in training, a bit like what we saw in All or Nothing. So yeah, man. They had a lot of talent already in the last few years. The last line is now really well settled. They found a way how they want to defend. It's a young team, a very exciting team doing well, and that they are in a position they are in is well deserved. Now we go there. Obviously, we don't think about the games we played against them last season because it does not make much sense. We'll try and cause them problems. I think that makes sense. So I'm looking forward for it. We know Smith Rowe, El Nene are a myth. Apparently, Robertson's out. Apparently, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Curtis Jones could miss out, but you'd expect a bit of white lies there. Jesus has never, has never scored a Premier League goal and lost. That's probably going to end at Arsenal one day. Apparently, he's got a good record against Liverpool. We're going to need you. Jesus has been involved in 6 goals in his last 8 games against Liverpool, 2 assists and 4 goals. All 4 have come in home games. Jota has 6 goals in 8 PL games against us, including 5 in 4 for the Reds. He's averaging a goal every 67 minutes, the best ratio of any player in Premier League history to play at least 200 minutes against us. We have lost our last 4 in a row against the Reds, but I've never lost 5 league games in a row against them. Boy, first time for everything, by God's grace, it's not. We're on a run of 13 PL games without a clean sheet against Liverpool, conceding 39 goals in those matches. Bro, we have only had one longer run against an opponent in the comp, which is 14 against City. Liverpool have yet to win away from home in the PL this season, which again, Klopp is going to want to put right. Drawing twice and losing once in their last 3 games. Once in their 3 games. I don't know where the last came from. Not since 010, 011 under Roy Hodgson have Liverpool failed to win any of their first 4 away league games in a single campaign. I completely forgot. Liverpool really came out the trenches. Respectfully, Roy Hodgson, it was a mazza. I remember this. You have to go back to 2020. Come on, man. Come on, boys, man. Don't rub out. Don't rub out today, please. Don't rub out today. Hoping Xhaka doesn't get a red light last season. Last season at the Emirates, you dominated the first 60 minutes, but you didn't have enough quality up front, and we defended well. Now we're a mess defensively, and Arsenal massively improved. I don't want a point right now. I want it all as well, but, I live to fight another day still. Big up DG. This is a must win. I still remember that 4 they gave us. It's crazy. Big up you lot's comments. Big up yourself, DG. Great chat with the fans. You lot make the platform, mate. So appreciate to you lot and you lot's comments. Do you think Van Dijk is getting too much disrespect? Yeah, obviously. But the whole team's moving mad, and that's what's going to happen, isn't it? You're going to always be spoken of. I don't think Van Dijk is the best ever centre-back in the Premier League. I think he's up there, and he's a quality player. But I know people think people are Superman. You know, Van Dijk can't defend on his own. You know, when Liverpool was spot on, you know, you found a way to let Trent go forward and it weren't harming you. Fabinho doing his thing. People are fit. Matip doing his thing. Robertson there on chance midfield on task. The first line of defense is the attackers doing it. It is what it is. You look at Varane. Varane gets, obviously United still got Kalas, but Varane gets Lisandro Martinez and there's a bit of pattern in there. They look half decent. You put Varane in a mess of a United defense, you're gonna drop a level. Same way Akanji. Akanji's been one of the best signings in the Prem with Haaland and Gab Jesus. I don't think Akanji's that good. Like, he's wavy, but he's in a serious team. So he doesn't even look like the Akanji at Dortmund. I'd love to beat them 7-2, but yeah, man. Liverpool to win 3-1. Less said that. Shout out yourself, Stephen. I hope you lot do walk alone in North London today, but I hear that. But yeah, Van Dijk's a quality player, but, you know, the biggest testament to him is nobody talks about players that are rubbish, innit? Really. So yeah, he is slept on, really. I don't think he's the best defender, really, but of all time in the league, but I think he's quality. As he is, man. I'd love for, you know, Saliba to have a career like him and be spoken about and things like that. Obviously, to a better level if you can. But yeah, as an Arsenal fan, this is the first time I'm feeling confident about this game. That said, I'll be happy with a draw. Great stream as always, DG Nation. Appreciate that. I think Liverpool's biggest issue is the midfield. If we can knock the ball around them, we can get at the defense. I mean, I need to see shots today, man. Ask questions. I was lucky enough to remember us winning the league at Anfield, Old Trafford, and Shai Hart Lane. I've got 2 of the 3 on my CV, mate. And I must say, the one that meant the most to me was Old Trafford, probably the same because primary school settings. Big up Miguel Aziz. You know, Miguel Aziz, allegedly, I have to do my updates on the youth players, but he had a decent game. Balogun didn't score, but, you know, Reams got a decent draw against 10-man PSG. Mika Beref come off the bench and bagged. Is what it is. Shout the Young Tugs. There are usually lots of goals in this fixture, which it probably will be today. Martinelli needs to keep the same shoot on sight energy and he's due a goal. His energy is a key one. I think Chelsea will now get top 4 guaranteed. They are improved under, let's just say, Grandpa. I mean, it's open season. If you're Chelsea, if you're Liverpool, if you're Man United, if you're Arsenal, you all should believe you can exploit the ones around you and get top 4. Top 4 is a battle of the inconsistent. In essence, I know Arsenal have shown consistencies apart from the United game, but we're going to have a wobble. Liverpool have had a wobble. United were all doom and gloom. Now it's back on task with Ten Hag, allegedly. Chelsea under Potter. Everyone should believe they could get top 4. And if you don't, you have to slap yourself. Apart from City, nobody's taking City's place. I'd love to, you know, if we could really buy into what the league is saying, I would love to exploit that and take their place. But we all know that's not how the cookie crumbles in this world. City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, top 4. Arsenal going to have a tough game today, but we're going to win like always. Performance, mentality, and not self-destructing is as important, if not more, than the result today. Capitulation and weak minds would be a regressive step. Comment on the live stream. It's not irrelevant. I expect to win, draw at the very least. I mean, it's relevant, but it is irrelevant because the funniest thing is football isn't one on paper. Football isn't one in the statistics room. It's one on the pitch. So yeah, consider their form and be confident that you can, you know, this ain't the game they get their season back, that they continue for Arsenal a woeful record, for Liverpool a fantastic record, you know, get their first win away from home. It is hard to see City losing the game, but I do think they will, man, really, just because that's the way the world is. I still think Akanji is suspect. I saw this guy at Dortmund, not great. Dortmund's centre-backs always look bad in that system, to be fair. Big up Deluded family, 3-1 today. Saved some of the Ray and death last night, just in case it goes sideways. But all jokes aside, if we stay focused, I think we'll touch them. Pause. First goal, crucial. City centre-backs, I don't even rate highly. They dominate the ball so much, so defenders rarely get tested. To be fair, we could have said that historically about Van Dijk. And now, to be fair, like best centre-backs in the Prem, I think a couple of them on current form, Akanji's up there. I do agree with what your earlier comment said. Diaz, I rate Diaz highly. I like Laporte. You know, it'd be a good one. I think Diaz is probably my favourite centre-back in the Prem that don't play for Arsenal and things like that. Keep your opinions coming. Let's see what Mikel Arteta has said on how much he's looking forward to the game. Again, it's another really exciting game to play against one of the toughest opponents in this league. It's going to be a really demanding match and it's going to require us to be at our best again. on whether it's an opportunity to make a statement. I mean, I hear that, but if you win, I don't want to see excitement. If we lose, I don't want to see negative excitement. We keep it moving because what? We beat United. I know it's not the same as beating Liverpool, but we beat United, Spurs, Chelsea, and they all beat us, but it came to nothing. So keep doing your thing. Balogun did get good experience against Marquinhos and Ramos. Ramos, who got himself sent off. We should be strong in the air. We can't afford to not be. There'll be loads of crosses. Don't want to see Jota winning headers. Catch you later, DG. I'm going to go get my morning coffee and mentally prepare for this cracker of a game up the Reds. I'm talking about the London Reds or the Scousers, mate. I wouldn't say happy with a draw, but I'll take a draw. Just got here, smash the likes, praying for the win. 2:30 a.m. kickoff in Australia. Shout out the Aussies. And work at 8. Please make it worthwhile staying up. Big up Sebastian and the ones abroad. Crazy commitment. Have a bad feeling today. What shall be, shall be. Gerald, big up DG. Hope you and your family are well. Everyone's good. I hope you and everyone listening, your family's better and you lot are enjoying the weekend. As always, smash the like button. I feel we can get an Arsenal win today as we shall score first. Liverpool will try, but no luck. By God's grace, I hope you're right, man. I see us winning Liverpool today. Jesus and Martinelli to score. Dyer has been good in 2022. Back free tax, though, I hear that. Don't expect to win. Liverpool's style of players are kryptonite with their high press. Passing needs to be sharp. I mean, if we want to be a good passing team, we have to deal with that. Liverpool, when they play teams are going to try and press you. City, teams are going to try and put you in awkward positions. Respectfully, it's all fun and games playing against Spurs who are going to sit back. You've got to be able to do it. You've got to want to play when mistakes happen. Let's be real. As always, the results will come down to which team takes their chances. Amen. We ain't winning, fam. We're so off form. Best time to play us. We'll get back to the top, in my opinion. But right now, we are not on it. Big up, DG. Shout to you lot, man. But I don't know. Ramsdale and Gabriel, no bozo moments, please. DG, I'm having a football debate with a mate and would love to get your thoughts on it if you don't mind. What is the debate, bro? You didn't tell me the rest. But yeah. On how the team's mentally has evolved since last year, I'm very conscious that we can get much better than where we are today. Amen. And I think people don't listen when Arteta is saying things like that, especially with our form. That's what encourages me. He always says it. Like, obviously, when you're winning and the form as well, no one wants to hear that. But I like that when I see his press conferences. We have to do better to be a team that wants to win and challenge now, is to do that every 3 days. We'll have more news tomorrow. We have another training session and we'll know more tomorrow. I'm feeling extra pressure to rotate during a tight schedule. Well, we know that the fixtures have no precedent in this league because of the World Cup. And with everything that we have to play in between. Now, every team is different. Every squad is different. And if you start to risk, you make the situation much worse. If everybody's available and you have robot players, Haaland, that can play every 3 days, life is much easier. So it's something that we have to experience and test because at the moment, we don't really know how it's going to play out. The critics will say maybe we should have brought more in. Shout out William Saliba. I think the way he's established himself, the composure and leadership he has shown on the pitch, it's done in a very natural way without any flashlights, just being himself, being very quiet, but at the same time, very confident. On asked if he could match the heights of Van Dijk. I mean, what was Van Dijk doing at 21, blood? We could all go Celtic and pick up trophies. Allow me, Van Dijk. Agendas after agenda. Wow, that's a big call. We're very happy with where he is at the moment. He's Saliba. He's no one else. And he needs to make his own career. And, you know, it's true. Saliba's got to keep his feet on the ground. There are going to be moments of terrible form. Look at Trent. You know, the world was saying Trent's this, that, and the other. He's had a bit of a people are overdoing it, but he's had a bit of a shocker. He's not in the England squad. People are doing whatever. People even in Holland are asking questions of Van Dijk. We have seen fans ask questions of Smith Rowe and Saka. You know, careers, you never just go up like that and it's that forever, innit? But he's doing well. And I know Saliba's 30 because I speak to a lot of, obviously, unfortunately, I have friends that support United and Spurs. Shout out Dale and Relly Ren. But they're always drawing out Arsenal and they say, oh, I can't lie, bro. Saliba's a madman. Like, shout out Relly Ren. You tried to do the Spurs Chester United thing. He went to the North London derby, thought he was going to laugh at Arsenal fans. And he's like, I can't lie, Saliba's cold. But Saliba's just got to keep working, keep the same hunger. And then we move. And it's nice that you're being compared to Van Dijk, but you're your own guy. You've got, on an all serious note, you've got a long way to go before you can do what he's doing. But yeah, that's a big call. We're very happy with where he is at the moment. He's Saliba, he's no one else, and he needs to make his own career. I mean, Van Dijk, if you're tired of being in Liverpool, you come, you know, Saliba can come teach you how to defend and that and do this thing and score screamers with the weaker peg and that. Our team is as well. I think you always want to get better. You always hear about the weaknesses that you want to improve. Liverpool are a magnificent team. I mean, we've seen this already, people. On whether playing for Everton feels means he still feels that Merseyside rivalry, most overrated derby in the league, Liverpool, Everton, really. Well, obviously, those days that were really intense now, I look at the games with a different perspective. If I'm honest, maybe, I hope so, because you're slightly, even though you was an Arsenal player, you won the FA Cup and you're a gaffer, some might say Mikel Arteta is more of an Everton man. So whatever reason you need to want to beat these lot, do your thing. You have to be much cooler and you have to prepare many other aspects that are relevant to beat them on Sunday. So I do get a little bit aware of that, on how to maintain this renewed connection with the fans. Keep giving us things to believe in, really. And we've seen that already. We've seen this already as well. You know, we've seen that already. We've seen that already. Wenger said we could win the league. I don't know about that, Father. Well, it's great, obviously, that the team that the people who love the club so much and know the club very well have such an opinion about it. Now, unfortunately, we have to show it. But you have to do it on the pitch, and hopefully he's right. He's been right on many occasions. Amen. Completely irrelevant news, people, but Tudor is a fan of Tavares. Just to say, I told you lot so, because people are like, oh, DG, you're always critical of him. He gets forward. Nuno Tavares can get forward as much as he wants. You need to pick out a man in the final third. Apparently, his gaffer has said, Tavares is a good guy, a bit shy off the pitch. He's very fast. He's solid. He still needs to improve things like the final pass or make better choices. If he can do that, he'll be one of the best in the world in his position. Hope so, man. Big up him. But, you know, I mean, that was just an article I was reading about Granit Xhaka. Saliba and Van Dijk would be way too nonchalant. I can't lie, in 7 hours, I might be Klopp out. Nah, man. I mean, I could never tell Liverpool fans what to say and stuff, but nah, you can't be Klopp out. He's come. He's got your first title in 30 years. He's went and bought you the Prem. You know, he's won Champions League. He's got to some finals. You lot bottled it. You know, again, as me as a neutral, it looks like you lot, the owners, you know, you haven't replaced Michael Edwards, who got Salah when certain man wanted Julian Brandt. You haven't really tried to do what City's doing and really bringing in depth. I don't think you evolved that squad. I remember telling Liverpool fans for years, you need a striker, and now they've got Darwin Núñez and you need this and that. I don't think they've done that. When you look at City, their owners want to do mad things. I don't know if FSG want to do mad things. I know the players do. I know Klopp does. I know the fans do. But yeah, you lot were bringing in Kabach and who's that brother you bought and you loaned him to like Preston or something. You've been bringing in meaty guys, really, man. I know Klopp could evolve, and obviously, in the same way you take the praise, you have to take the criticisms. But there'll be a lot of, and obviously, if Klopp's not making the subs, if he's playing the wrong players, then by all means, yeah. But I'd be a lot of things out before I'd be Klopp out. Yeah, Davey, what am I meant to do with that? Man are bringing in Davies, these men are bringing in Haaland and two different positions, but Klopp can't do much. Klopp is a lot more to blame for the situation we're in. Yeah, obviously, it's not just woe is me. I'm not saying that. It's not just woe is me because you're the manager. Same way, if regardless Liverpool were competing, I don't think Klopp's evolved this side. I don't think you have enough there. I do think he has to take blame. I'm just saying, if I was a Liverpool fan, I'm looking at where's the sporting director and the owners before I call for Klopp's head. Then I don't like to be this guy because it's not for the fans to know, but who are you going to get, really? Like, Klopp for years has had you lot doing the madness. Probably time to stick by him at this moment in time. He did give him a 1-year extension, but giving Milner's a 1 year, relying on him's a madness, but that's voice in the change room hype, man. Liverpool and City still give me PTSD with all the beatdowns. Hopefully today changes that. Klopp has to take some blame. He wants to do the underdog thing too much and refuses to bring in new guys. But to be fair, certain man spent 100 million on Darwin Núñez, so you might be right still. They have no plan B. They haven't evolved that. It hasn't evolved for years. When it worked, it was like Spurs with Pochettino and Dele Alli. It didn't evolve. You needed to evolve. Liverpool, for time it worked. The fullbacks are the creators, bare crosses, the savages up front. It's all mad. I don't think they've in a nice way they've become a bit predictable. And when you're Barcelona in their prime, City at this moment, you can have your brand of style. Like, that's us. We're just better than everyone, so we can move to everyone. But in Europe, I don't know if that's going to work in the latter stages of City. I don't know. If you never had nerves, you wouldn't be human, What you need to do is recognize that nerves and just get it in check. Tavares gave the ball away 100 times in the last 4 games. Let's not get carried away. I mean, until Tavares is too much of a free spirit, bro. Very excited for the game, DG. Arsenal win 3-1. Jesus ×2 and Captain Odegaard with a screamer. Don't care how we score, who scores, just score, man. And I'm with that. I'm fully with that. Apparently, Arteta has backed Ben White to step in for England if Kyle Walker is ruled out of the World Cup. Let's see exactly what the gaffer has said. When asked on positions, he said both. Ben would be very comfortable playing on the right side of a back three as well as in the middle or as a fullback. If you ask me if he is ready to make that step, then the answer is yes, because he is a very confident boy. Happy belated to him as well. Hopefully you get 3 points today. He gives you absolutely everything. He's always available and he has the courage to play under pressure. We all believed he had the qualities to do that. And the most important step probably was for him to believe he could do it and to feel comfortable in that position, and that the position could maximize his potential and give him another dimension as a player. The fact that now he can play in various positions will make him a more complete player. And I think he is very happy with that. Come on, Benjamin. Hopefully you do a thing today, really. Austin Tusty's been doing his thing at Birmingham, people. He's back to make the World Cup squad. He's got more goals than Cristiano Ronaldo this season, didn't he? Bagged twice. It's been a good period for us. We need Tierney, or what do you think, DG? I think he's starting still. That Brett Odegaard don't like to shoot, so I don't know about that one. Hey, man, careful. You know Odegaard's on this. Our problem is we are way too reliant on an injury-prolonged player. As an Arsenal fan, I know how that feels for too many years. So, yeah, it is what it is in that regard. What other things are going on? Martinelli, people, allegedly, Arsenal in advanced talks to agree huge Martinelli deal. Him, Saliba, Saka, let's tie them down. They do all have extensions of other years. He's contracted until 2024, but we've got an extra 2 years. So hopefully we get that done. Apparently, we're in advanced talks. The article doesn't say anything else specific on that, so that doesn't help us. Apparently, the Arsenal fans might have a voice in the changing room and boardroom now. Apparently, that's what Tim Lewis is doing, or is on. What has been said. Tim Lewis is an Arsenal fan as well as a very experienced corporate lawyer. He will be able to bring to the table at board level a variety of skills. First of all, he has an understanding of the legal framework and how it impacts big clubs such as Arsenal, given the unique nature of football. Secondly, he will also be able to articulate in a manner that is more acceptable at board level than what we sometimes see on social media, the relative lack of progress on the pitch. Hopefully that has been rectified this season, as we have seen today. Fair play. Arsenal to miss out on Cody Gakpo, terms with Leeds agreed, and apparently United as well. But all right, you do your thing, go to Leeds, bro. Banduli player, anyways. Fabrizio comments on future of Arsenal and Leeds United transfer target. I mean, we've all been seeing we've been linked with this Jack Wiley fullback brother, just off the basis that he's a fullback and he's at Rangers. It seems like there's decent players there at Scotland. Get him in, get Tierney to chat to him. Let's get it done. He said, I'm not too surprised to see big names like Arsenal and Leeds being linked with 15-year-old wonder kid Jack Wiley, as he's a top talent. But what's the truth about his situation? I mean, calling him a wonder kid don't really help. There are 4 or 5 PL teams that are following him, but it's still too early to mention negotiations or advanced talks with Rangers. At the moment, I'm told it's too early, and Jack is focused on Rangers, people. And that just echoes this. We sent a scout to go watch him play for Scotland at youth level, as you'd imagine we do if we wanted to sign someone. So I can't say that's groundbreaking news in that regard. Let's spin the block for Arsenal here. What's this? And there are rumours that Zinchenko might not be involved today, people. I can't lie. So we're going to need Tierney. Look at this, guys. Jota aims to continue Arsenal's scoring streak to make Liverpool history. Get on to him, man. Get on to him. Don't forget, completely off topic, people. One love to everyone who set their reminders. 3:30, hour before kickoff, we'll be watching the game across Twitch and YouTube together. What you said, Jota? What have you said? Where's your comments? Okay, this is just the mad stories. Across all PL meetings, 175 goals have been scored. There have been 55 goals scored in the last 13 clashes, with Liverpool providing 39 of them. Liverpool have done the double over us in the last 2 seasons. They've won 25 PL meetings between us, while Arsenal have won 16, and there's been 19 draws. At the Emirates in this era, Arsenal have won 9 of 30 visits with 11 draws and 10 defeats. Crazy. If Firmino scores, he'll become the Reds' highest league scorer against Arsenal in history, and they do like a player scoring against us. Jurgen Klopp has only lost 1 of 13 PL games, and also on that, they're trying to claim their first away win of the season. So there's many L's we can look to dodge today if we do the right thing, people. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else really of any real note. I thought Jota was going to be saying something there. We know Jota's a scary individual against us. To be fair, since of the Emirates era, him, Jamie Vardy, Harry Kane, Didier Drogba. There's been many criminals against Arsenal, if I'm completely honest. So we're gonna have to stand up to be counted. But that looks like all there is to say where the papers and that are concerned. If White locks down Jota and Diaz, then I'm fully happy to have him as our long-term right back. Bro, Saka, midfield is gonna have to help him out. I'm more confident a bit more on the right-hand side, just because Partey, assuming he's still fit, is that kind of six, that lone six. Xhaka's going to be playing the slightly more advanced role. Obviously, you've got Tierney or Zinchenko, and you're going to need Martinelli to help out. And naturally, Salah and Trent are more likely to see a lot of the ball. Jota's a sort of guy, you might not see him until it's too late. But I need to see that. Diaz is our most overrated player. Why? I mean, I like Diaz. I mean, if you think he's overrated, bring him Emirates, cuz. I ain't seen that since Alexis Sanchez. Gakpo, some final four. Marcus Rashford, he's meaty, fam. Harsh, man. I don't know if he's meaty, but that's harsh, bro. But yeah, we're just gonna have to stand up to be counted, man. I hope you're right. I hope he is meaty today, bro. Don't get twisted. I hope he's mad meaty. But I rate all them Liverpool players, man. Talking about injured players, we dodged the bullet with Arthur. Yeah, man. Bandili, like he just got Liverpool on the CV for no reason at this point. Pardon me. So that's a Liverpool front three of Elliott, Bellingham, Carvalho. They signed, Jude Bellingham. Hope not. But Deluded, we have owners who get top four, no ambition, and we have a manager who allows it. That is a problem from a Liverpool fan. Same happened to Wenger, just backs the owners in public. And at the end of the day, no one put a gun to Arteta's head, so maybe that is that. But I don't think Arsenal are at that period now, like you saw with Pochettino and the Spurs, where either they're going to kick on, or Liverpool now, where they've got the club, the players to a certain point. Now it's about the ambition, and I do hear you. Maybe other owners in things like last January say, you know what, we have to get a striker, or last summer we have to get a midfielder. You're not wrong in that, but I don't think the last 2 seasons, including this, if things go wrong, I can't blame the Cronkies. Last season I think was purely on the players, Edu and Mikel Arteta. This season, if things go wrong, money's been there because you tried to get Rafinha. Last day, you found yourself scrambling to get Douglas Luiz. At the end of the day, when you're an owner of a company, indirectly, you are to blame for everything that's basically happened. But yeah, man, I'm not too sure. I can just sit here and get on to them, really. Massive parallels between FFG and Kroenke. Liverpool and Arsenal operate under very similar business models. That's true. But again, as much as, historically, the issues with Kroenke, right now, he's got his men in place. Whether they're good enough is another thing. He's got Tim Lewis, you've got Arteta, you've got Edu, you've got Jack Wilshere in the academy, Mertesacker the same. And we've seen in all of Kroenke's businesses that he'll leave people, rightly or wrongly, he leaves them to their own devices. I can't remember the sport or the team, but they just gave another young manager a new deal. And as much as I can criticize that approach and all of these sort of things, if that's how man's doing it, then that's where we're getting at. And again, regardless of that, maybe more experienced managers or other people still get you top four and things. Everybody's in this together. We all share the same successes and failures. Again, there might be a time, like if I was a Liverpool fan, for all that I might have to ask questions of Klopp. Clearly, their owners are not doing what needs to be done. Money's been spent. Arteta has spent like 400 million. Of course, a lot of it is without context. And I don't even know if that's true, but we spent peas. We spent mad peas, not last summer, the other summer. And we did all right in this one. Really. So I don't really know, if I'm completely honest with you. But we're going to have to see. Convinced Arsenal fans. I don't know if that's the right thing to put there. Is way too loyal to players, and that's the biggest issue. I mean, a lot of people are loyal to players, and you're right, man. It could get onto them. Liverpool are preparing to replace their meaty, creaky midfield with Elliott, Jones, Carvalho, and Bellingham. They're finding it hard work this season, but I expect them to be back challenging with an above midfield next season. I hear that. It's almost like their players are too relaxed knowing they're not getting dropped. I hear that. Let's kill this Arsenal team's form today. Allow me with that. Let's set that. Well, somebody asked me, said that, where's my man that said he was having a debate with his brethren? Always thoroughly enjoy your work, DG. Home alone today. Drums will be taking a pounding, win or lose. However, I feel confident about the game. Happy. I hope we're all happy after the game and appreciative of your support. But yeah, it's going to be a crazy one. It's going to be very tough. Liverpool need the win more than Arsenal. I don't know. I think we both need it because, yeah, you could say form and they ain't one away from home and we're doing whatever. But, You know, if I look at the top 6 games, you move to Spurs, should have beat United. If you lose or draw this, it's a bit of a mixed bag. So I think a win is, both teams could afford to live to fight another day. I think both gaffers would, on one hand, want to win it, but they'd take a point. But I'm not too sure about that, man. I expect Arteta to tweak his tactics a little and catch Klopp off guard. Hope so. Hope your channel grows. Keep it up. Thank you for your kind words. Can't expect to win every game, provided the performance is good. I won't read too much into the result. I genuinely think Liverpool is our toughest fixture. Yeah, man. Liverpool and City is the one where probably no confident. Just come in here to drop a like. So in terms of the debate for the best strikers football has seen, I'm saying that Suarez ranks above Kane clearly, but my mates are only saying I think that because he plays for Spurs. I mean, there might be a bit of bias, but come on, man. Luis Suarez in his prime. Harry Kane can't chat to him. Come on now. And there's no disrespect to Kane. Suarez was a bad boy. Like, you know, he was sick at Liverpool. Not that Kane wasn't sick in the Premier as well, but he done serious things at Barcelona. And I just like Suarez because he's got that Eddie Guerrero. You know, shout out all my Ghanaians. I know you lot won't forgive him, but come on, man. My man just went, nope, handball. And then he's sent off. He's meant to go in the change rooms. He's in the tunnel like Suarez. He's biting people. He's crazy, man. He's crazy. He's crazy, but he was lit. Sorry, fuck. So, yeah, man. Interesting debates and talking points. So, yeah, let's hope that it's a decent game of football. Don't forget, people, watch the game with me and that. 3:30 across Twitch and YouTube. Hour before kickoff, so we can get the lineups done, the talking points, etc., and do what we need to do today, man. He won the title with Atletico too. Exactly. I lie, I cheat. Are still Eddie Guerrero settings. RIP Eddie. Arsenal's greatest weakness is their psychology. Will we have the talent to beat Liverpool, but will we win? I don't know. We're just going to have to show that. Suarez is the best player I've seen play for us. Where does Salah rank? Because on one hand, I think Salah is one of them as well. Not better than Suarez, but in terms of a baller, it's not that Salah's not a baller. He's just a mad goal scorer. I wouldn't say he's been the prettiest. If we buy Diaby, Douglas Luiz, Danilo, Rashford in January, we are 100% definitely in the title race with City. We might as well win the league, to be honest. I mean, FIFA settings, I don't think we're going to get there. Pep ain't loyal to players, and that's why he's the best. As soon as Aguero and Silva, etc., were declining, he told them to F off, and that's how you create dominance. I do agree with that. I do think he gets mad togetherness. I do think there's loyalty because you do see him say, let's win the game for David Silva, but, you know, Pep is Mr. Evolving. He's shown that when he rubbed out Ronaldinho, Eto'o, these sort of guys, there's no romance. Behind it. You know, you're useful until you ain't. And what I like about Pep, obviously you can do it when you're City and you can replace almost everyone. But when players say, oh, you know what, Gaffer, I kind of want to leave, you know, I'm not really with it no more. He's like, all right, as long as we get the right fee, you lot can dip. You know Haaland's going to dip in a few years as well. But you are right. Keyword is context. Arteta has spent 375 million over 4 seasons. Ten Hag spent 10 million in 1 year. Chelsea spent 270. As I said, there has to be context. But at the same time, you know, if he spent that, it's not like, I do think at times people make out that he hasn't been backed or we haven't spent money. We have. And if I'm honest with you, while I agree with what you're saying, if we play devil's advocate, it's a football job at the same time. No one put a gun to my man's head to take this role. You know what it was. And money's been spent. It's not like we're like some Sunday league team competing against Premier League teams. That we have spent money. Maybe we've not spent it correctly, you know, and there's been luxuries that have been afforded to Arteta that wouldn't be allowed at other managers. Emre never got it. And at other clubs, there's been time to get the sack. With great power comes great responsibility. I've got a lot more time for Mikel Arteta than the Kroenkes, then Edu, but you know, you've got to keep it true. We all share the same successes and failures. Money's been spent, like. And how much bang for our buck did we get? I know we had to flush out the team and all these things, but yeah. Would rather Tomiyasu left back think he's levels above Tierney? I don't know about that. But he's a versatile player. Why not? And that's true. And that's that we can talk about them. This is our reality, you know, talking about I agree with Arteta goal. He made a great point, but in terms of general conversation, it's irrelevant. Chelsea can spend what they're spending. United can spend what they're spending. It's irrelevant to us. This is our project. This is what we've had to spend. I am more onto Edu because not that Edu hasn't done anything good, but you know, I need my technical director to pull his finger out. And especially like you saw, latter ends of last Jan, latter ends of summer where we just need something. Maybe we could have got it. And again, I do think if you swapped Conte and Arteta last season when top 4 was just between us and Spurs, Conte gets Arsenal it. I don't think Arteta gets it for Spurs in that context. No disrespect to Mikel, and please don't misunderstand what I'm saying, but money's been spent. This is your team. You are the manager now. You have a great relationship with the owners, like we're always told. We need to keep moving. The league's not just going to wait for Arsenal to rock up and say, oh, Raul Martinelli, Saka, all these guys, you lot are the finished articles now. Let's go. It's not going to happen. So let's just keep doing what we're doing, man. Gerrard or Suarez. I mean, if you ask the primary school me, Gerrard, but Suarez, if you're talking about watching football, come on, man. Like, Suarez is South American in that he's lit. He showed it at Ajax, showed it at Liverpool, showed it at Barca, went out like a champion over them sides at Atletico. I believe playing versus a high line is much easier than playing against low blocks like Tottenham. We can defo get at them. I hear that. Depends on what it's based off. There are loads of players who have a greater legacy than Suarez at our club because Suarez wasn't with us for a while and didn't win a lot. But in terms of level and quality, he's the best I've seen by far. Van Dijk probably second. Putting a bit of respect on goalkeeper. Surely Alisson's got a slip and slide in there somehow. Tierney is talented, just injury prone. Story of his life at Arsenal. Keep an eye on Darwin Núñez. Maybe he'll return to his best form later. The problem is what Liverpool is going to turn up. Liverpool can seriously cause damage any time of the day. Amen. Prefer Tomiyasu at centre-back than Gabriel. Gabriel could do something silly like conceding a penalty. Let's hope he proves you wrong. Feel like Central C scoring today. I wish we had Chelsea money as well, but that's not what the owner's done. The level I saw Suarez play for us was way higher than Gerrard, which is true. Saw a report, DG, which says Arteta played a back three of Ben White, Saliba, and Gabriel Martinelli. GM, do you mean Gabriel with Tierney and Tomiyasu as fullbacks? I like that, to be honest. I want Tierney to start at any cost. Alisson is definitely top 5 for me, and Trent's got to be in there. Gerrard never turned up for Liverpool at Ewood Park against us. I can't lie, I'm breaking my teeth if we let Núñez bag. I don't do that. You know, it's almost Christmas. You know, you're going to have to, you know, don't dent the Christmas stat. Why would you break your TV? Can't let football make you that mad, bro. In fact, you might as well donate that because you got money, you know. Maybe you need to buy Arsenal. Really. Back 5 would be very interesting. How would you feel if you saw that? It all depends how we play it. You know, I do think sometimes my biggest problem at Arsenal has been you don't always just change things when everything's got collapsed. Sometimes you need to change things when things haven't, when there's no reason in theory to change things. As a gaffer, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, because if Arteta changes things, we lose. You know, oh, why did you change things? He keeps things the same. We're having this conversation. But I think against United, whether it was Zinchenko as a wing back, the distance between our high line and our midfield, we could have changed things. So maybe it all depends really, because a back 5 or back 3 is as offensive or as defensive as you want to make it. Clearly, that's to somewhat cope with the threats, but we've still got to go forward. And there's been times at Arsenal under Arteta and Arsene Wenger where we were kind of doing rubbish. We went to a back 3. We looked a lot more. Well, we won the FA Cup based on playing a back 3. We found a lot more confidence and things like that. We might have won the FA Cup twice playing a back 3, you know. I can't verify if Arteta's I can't remember if we played in the back 3 Arteta's when we won it with Arteta, but we was definitely on some counter-attacking team. We definitely did it under Wenger. So it all depends. It all depends because you still got to want to score. Sometimes when you've got a lot more bodies back, that could give us a lot more confidence. But then again, if you go with a back 3 of some sorts, we do basically play somewhat a back 3 at times in the game. Someone's got to miss out. You can't get Martinelli, Saka, all of these guys into the team like that. Tierney is clear of Zinchenko, no disrespect to him. I think they're quite even, man. I think there's things Tierney tries to do that I like Zinchenko. We can't do it to that level. And likewise with Zinchenko. Who else woke up with a good feeling about this game? Our pressing and solidity in the transition will shine through today. Inshallah, my guy. By God's grace, I hope you're right, man. I really do. Are we going to discuss a back 3 every time we face a big team? Let's grow some balls. Amen. You think Odegaard and Vieira can play together? Yeah, I did we spoke about it and I cut up a clip, but I didn't release it. Yeah, maybe not today, but yeah, they showed it in glimpses against Glint. Yeah, there are going to be some games I want us to. It all depends, but I want to see Odegaard and Vieira, one as an 8, one as a 10, maybe both as 8s. You know, Smith Rowe, Zinchenko, Odegaard Zinchenko, Vieira, and everybody, all them sort of guys in that mix. Why not? You know, if you're a technical footballer, you should be able to play with other technical ballers, really. Trent is there as well. Van Dijk, Alisson, And then you've got the likes of Gerrard, Alonso. Oh, Alonso. If I was a Liverpool fan, I'd never forgive Benitez. Shout out Alonso for getting off to a winning start as a gaffer at Leverkusen. I'd never forgive Benitez for trying to ship out Alonso to get Gareth Barry. And he almost sold it into us. If Arsenal got Alonso or Michael Carrick, boy, that could have helped with the trajectory of this club, man. You know we ain't getting in Nkunku. That's done, bro. It's over, man. Move on to the next one. Have you read the Saliba interview? Arsenal just pull it out. It's a long one, so I'm gonna Casillas' tweet, bro. How? Send it in here, please. What, Iker Casillas, or is that the next one? Has he been hacked? Or big up Casillas, you know, do your thing. You live in a day and a world where everyone can be free, and that. I don't know if when I see things like that, I don't know if he's been hacked. Like you know how weird the internet is, but if he hasn't, big respect for him for doing his thing, innit? Shout out to him, innit? Big up Casillas and that. Mad thing. Still not at 400 of you locked in on YouTube, but still not at 200. We're at 154. Come on, people, keep moving. That Twitch gang, you're doing amazing. You're doing amazing. So yeah, I don't know, man. Listen, I'm not involved. Big up Casillas. I'm not involved, man. Winning at Old Trafford or beating Conte Spurs ain't as impressive to me as beating Liverpool would be, considering our record against them. We have to overcome the mental barrier today. True. When Alonso left, we declined so much, finished second in his last season and should have won the title. Then we finished seventh and he left. Deluded, it's about time we take a 3-goal lead by half-time, bro. Tired of starting strong but having a comfortable lead at half-time. Listen, I just want to win the game, man. I would love to do that, but I don't think Liverpool's a side we're going to rock up and do that, really. So, yeah, man. What's good, DG? Liverpool are dangerous, yes, but it's only going to be periods in the game. They've been poor. They can't just flick a switch overnight. I hope so, bro. I hope we can exploit that. Listen, allow me. People, allow me. Allow me. G1, you saw your calls. Allow me, please. Allow me. Why do you call yourself deluded? Just needed a 9, mate, you know. It's one for one day we'll reveal that, man. It's one for the galley. What's your score predictions? By God's grace, we do a little 2-1, man. Over 300. Let's get to 200 likes. DG, preferred lineup against Liverpool tonight. Admittedly, I'm actually cool with Zinchenko playing left back, but I think it's a Tierney thing. Ramsdale, Tierney. You can't drop them white, but it's what is now. We're now at that period where I always used to say it with Martinelli and Smith Rowe. I wish I could play 12 players. I wish I could play 12, 13 players. I wish I could. Tomiyasu could play every game. Ben White could stay. But right now, Ramsdale, NFL's going on in Tottenham, innit? I keep thinking Spurs are playing, but you played yesterday. But yeah, Ramsdale, Saliba, Gabriel, Ben White, Gabriel, if you don't have a good game, I can't lie. Might have to explore Ben White going back centre-back, Tomiyasu in, or Tomiyasu off the left-hand side, or something else. But Ramsdale, Gabriel, Saliba, Tierney if fit, because there's rumours about Zinchenko not being fit. Ben White at right-back. I mean, midfield's easy to pick. Xhaka, Partey, Odegaard, Saka on the right, Martinelli on the left, and Eddie I'm capping. Sorry, Eddie. Gabriel Jesus through the middle. A 4-2-3-1 is the formation that best suits the players we have. Allow me, man. Allow me, please. Allow me. Stop chest thumping, Arsenal fans. Overconfidence will cost you in this match. I think in the past, a back three was a must against Liverpool. Now they're shaky. A win today could be the change in guard and who's going to be City's competition. I don't know about that. Can we just focus on trying to get top 4, please? Every win moves us closer to being there, innit? You keep winning games, you might be doing something wavy at the end of the season. Then let's try and build. By all means, I'd rather have this conversation than all, when Arsenal are not in the top 4, where did it all go wrong? By God's grace, in a dream world, if City mess up and we have a Leicester-style season, Arteta's the first gaffer to win the Premier League of the Emirates era and return us to the glory days. I want that, but reality is that's a myth. It's a top 4 thing. If we can do what we're doing in the Europa, if we can go as far in the FA Cup and the League Cup, if we can keep having this conversation with City, why not, man? If Klopp puts out a front three of Luis, Nunez and Salah and Firmino as a 10, what's your thoughts? Got to be switched on defensively, really, They've got attacking players, all of them with the exception of Nunez, know how to bag against Arsenal, why not? As a neutral, this is an exciting game. DG is a code for intelligence. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I don't know about that. Tierney's recovery pace puts him ahead of Zinchenko. He's like a safety blanket. And to be honest, as I said, it's one of them games where Tierney is one of our most switched on defenders and Tomiyasu, and it's that ball over the top with Thiago on the transition. Tomiyasu's always switched on. I know we done Tomiyasu a bit dirty last time we played Liverpool. He weren't fit. Bust his hamstrings playing Jota, but yeah, man. Shout out Culture Mark. Big up DG. Do you think the pool unbalanced themselves when they sold Mane? Great show as always, 4-1 to Arsenal. I wouldn't say unbalanced. I think any sort of, for me as a neutral, which I can't really comment on Liverpool, for me as a neutral witnessing, I think Liverpool right now, in the same way you don't become a good team overnight, you don't find yourselves in these problems overnight. A bit like when Arsenal at one point, you looked around our squad, Lichtsteiner, Socrates, Mustafi, respectfully, David Luiz, and many other rebels in and around the team. That's a consequence of not doing things. Obviously, injuries, you have to expect them, but it's injuries, in it. It happens. I think Liverpool, where they found themselves at this moment, is through consequences of not evolving. When you don't evolve, you stagnate. And I think, obviously, they've brought in Nunez. They've tried to do things, but in comparison to City, it's probably too little too late. I think Liverpool do the thing, but yeah. Swedish Gooner has said, forget about the history. Not many players in our current squad are part of that bad run against Liverpool. By God's grace, there's something there, man. Big up the legends. Yeah, mad respect to them, man. The man do their thing. I do think we need Zinchenko. It's so important that we can pass through their press. Otherwise, we're effed. And that's why I'm kind of cool with Zinchenko, because obviously, you're playing a dangerous game defensively, but it's like a City thing. He just runs in midfield with it's wavy stuff. I like when Zinchenko does that little header thing. It's like he's playing volleyball, head volleyball and head tennis and that. DG, my boy, has the worst luck gambling. He's trying to reverse his fortune. He's done a bill bet on Liverpool to win or draw, as he never wins his bet. So by his logic, Arsenal going to win. I hope so. You're a bad friend, though. Tell your friend gamble responsibly, or if not, give the money to charity, man. God, he's losing, man. He's better off putting that on 13 black. I have a lot of time for Teta Arsenal and would like to see a title race. Not confident you, man, will win today. At best, we get a draw 2-2 after going 2-1 up. Europa League is my priority over top 4. European trophy is above top 4 for me personally. Of course, if you're a footballer, Saliba's 21. If he wins Europa League or qualifies for top 4 this year, and he's 51, 61, 71, and he's telling, by God's grace, everyone here and him live a long life, and he's telling his grandkids about what he did in the 2022-23 season, he's not going to say, oh, right, we finished 4th. He's going to talk about the trophy. So you're right with that logic. Arsenal don't have the strongest of histories with European trophies. We've won a couple, but it's not really adapting. We've had a couple failures, I swear. I remember us losing to Gala, I swear we lost to Gala, and I was a young kid. But anyways, so yeah, but I'd like to do both. I would rather, obviously, on the aspect of winning a trophy, I'd rather win the trophy, but I'd rather us qualify for top 4 because there's 38 games. You need to show me some consistency. Obviously, can't downplay the Europa League. Arsenal have issues of their own. Once we start getting to the knockout stages, not always under Arteta or these existing players, but since in the 6 years, we've not been in the Champions League, Atletico Madrid, Olympiacos, Villarreal, the final against Chelsea, for a variety of reasons, we've shown that, boy, we can bot through the group. We've shown we can pull off some good results, Napoli and that. But in that crunch moment, one reason or another, there's no margin for error, and we ain't won the Europa League, innit? I think people are overhyping how big a miss Mane is. His season last season was way overrated, and this season our main problem has been the midfield. Mane doesn't improve that situation. I think Zinchenko's, hey, big up you, man. I think Zinchenko suits games against the lower sides in the league where you'll easily dominate the ball throughout. Tierney is better for the big games. I think that's a universal thing. Liverpool have to go Jota, Diaz behind Firmino and Salah. Big test for White. Caved versus United, and Jota is lethal at early runs, regardless of Saliba being a stud. I hear that. Arsenal will never have a better opportunity to beat Klopp at home in the league. Have to take advantage of this opportunity. Bro, back three isn't a defensive formation. This is why whenever I speak about it, you hear me say it's as defensive or as offensive as you want. Is that TAA Trent? I think people are overdoing it a bit with. Obviously, I think there's healthy criticisms of Trent Alexander-Arnold's form, but I do think people are overdoing it massively. Quality player, you don't become a good or a bad player overnight. I do think he has some deficiencies. I do think Trent versus Reece James, and if you throw Cancelo in there, it's all a debate because I think they've all got things where they could say they're the best in the league. But Trent's a quality player. I don't buy some of the shouts about he should play in midfield because if you go to sleep at fullback, you're not gonna fare in midfield. But Trent's a quality player, man. Arsenal finish second. Top four will be City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs. Boy, as long as it's got Arsenal, I don't mind. Gala 2000 on pens, yeah. Nelly masterclass incoming. Hope so, man. Man said 4-0 Arsenal. I'd love to, but man, a dream chasing. Martinelli 1 goal, 2 assists. He's going to eat Trent. I hear that. Love DG, but got to watch Curtis watch along tonight. Great content. Hey, dude, shout out Curtis. Tell him to reply to his dumb messages. Watch what you got to watch, bro. This game is a 2-2 draw. Wait. Trent is the best wing back in the world, not fullback. I mean, I do think people overrate his creative eye, but he's wonderful eye for a pass, wonderful passing range. And then obviously, Liverpool have been crap defensively. Trent is going to obviously look shaky defensively as well. Like they've been all over the shop, Apart from Alisson, everyone hasn't really been doing much. Salah not scoring and I hope this continues. Salah not scoring like that. Firmino on paper, obviously, he's still getting the statistics and that in. But everybody has to take a discount. Everyone's been poor. Arteta is going to overload the left-hand side going forward as other teams have done to attack. But again, Klopp's got to know that. So there's something there. Cancelo isn't good defensively either, but could City keep the ball? I think he's better than Trent there, but you're right. I don't think any of them are perfect. I just think it's a very interesting debate out of all of them, man. A very interesting debate. But I do think people overdo the Trent hate. But as I would say, what Trent's got to see, is if you weren't good, people wouldn't be talking about you. Like, if you played rubbish, people wouldn't be on to you. If Callum Chambers respectfully gets finessed at right back, no one's going to be speaking about that. If Trent plays good, people are going to overdo it. If he plays bad, people are going to overdo it. And the thing about this country, or just football fans in general, the same people who big you up are the guys that tear you down. You've seen it with Saka to a degree, seen it with Rashford, seen it with Trent, seen it with players that are not even from this country. This is, Premier League-centric fans have this obsession. Managers, they have this obsession with building these guys up, even with young players, and then being the first to tear them down. That's why, for me, I try not to get, in my personal life, when it comes to these dons, don't fall for the hype, innit? If you do well, pat your... Remember, you're not a terrible player. Sorry, I think I was muted there, man. Reece James is perfect. No weaknesses there. I don't know about that. But he is. I do think Trent's on his way to being complete. What did you think about what Neville said about Trent? What did he say specifically? I don't know, my bro. I can't lie to you. I don't know what he said. I'm not... When Neville and Rio and these guys talk, it's brazy, man. Sorry for the hitting the mic and muting the thing, man. Van Dijk is saving himself for the World Cup. He's not the usual Van Dijk. Oh, I can't back that. The Trent Cancelo ones. Saka will do his thing against Timiskas. I hope so, bro. Arsenal 3-2. Where would you play Trent in your ideal formation? Back three, you could absolve him of things, but kind of what Klopp's done historically, innit? Fabinho kind of marks the space. Trent's there. Trent does his thing. With Trent, though, as I've always said, right now, Klopp demands that of you. You're basically an attacker. One day, Klopp's not going to be there. You look around that Liverpool side, Trent's the future, the Alissons. They're not saying these guys are done, but the Alissons, the Van Dijk's, the Salahs, historically Mane, Firmino, these lot are the present. One day Trent's going to be probably the captain and whatnot. The next manager might say, cool, you can do that going forward stuff, but I don't need to what you was doing there. I kind of need you to defend a bit better. And that's the problem. A bit like Dele Alli, I used to tell a lot of Spurs fans, you know, right now you're seeing it. There was a time where he was playing kind of off the left. I told my brother Dale, I told you, I said, this not going to bang. Right now, it's a short-term fix, but he hasn't patterned. And you're going to see it. And lo and behold, certain men are in Turkey and that, not really doing nothing. Trent is well class, just having a bad season. Needs to improve his basic body shape when defending. Well, yeah, I can't disagree. Yeah, I can't disagree. For me, his body positioning, smelling danger. I don't think Trent. It's almost like it's a culture shock to him to defend, and I still think he plays like that centre mid in academy days. I don't think he smells danger, really. And when you're in that Liverpool team, how much defend? Obviously, had to, but Liverpool are a bit on the City thing. They're battering teams, high percentage of possession in their half. What defending are you doing? Neville said if Trent sorts out his defending, he may end up being the best right back in football history. I mean, he could definitely be up there. He's probably up there already, you know, in my opinion. But I wouldn't say that. Carl. He's never, no matter anything he does, he's not talking to Dani Alves, Philip Lahm. There's nothing he can do, and that's no disrespect to him. There's no such thing as stupid opinions, man. And it don't sound crazy, man. I never heard about Casillas, man. Shout him. Reece James' future is as a winger in a front three. I don't know about that. I think fullback is his thing. You can make a genuine argument to say he may be the best right back to have played in the Premier. You can. Trent's a big boy in this thing. Hopefully not today. It's Tiana Trent settings today, but he's a big boy. It wouldn't be it for me, but yeah, man. Yeah, he's a right back, bro. If anything, you know, Reece James is more likely to be a centre half in a back three than a winger. But even that, you know, Trent versus Reece James is an interesting one for me because people act like Reece James doesn't have things to improve and people act like Trent can't defend. You know, I do think, I don't know. It's like when Trent's on form, the level he does, what he's great at, I don't think Reece James can chat to him. But I do think, I don't like the word complete. I don't think either player is complete yet. Anyways, you know, Lahm, complete. That's complete. But people move like Reece James is perfect at everything, but he is very all-rounded, you know. I think even attacking comparison to Trent, I don't think he's far off. Obviously, the free kicks and that, I don't know if Reece James got that in his locker, but Reece James has a fantastic final ball. You know, even his finishes, like he scored a dirty finish the other week against Milan, scored one, I think, last season against Arsenal. Two great players, man. Just the only thing I'd say is that either player's not at Arsenal, innit? I'd rather Reece James, if I'm honest. And I'm taking Cancelo over both of them at this moment. Santi or David Silva, man. Trent's ceilings is a madness. I don't really like to look at, he's played a key part in trophies. I don't really like to do the trophy thing because some players that have done great things in football don't have the most glitterous of trophies. But yeah, man, would you take Valverde? That's got to be a trick question. That's got to be the easiest question I've ever seen, of course. Where do you think the game will be won today? Midfield / the wide areas? Hey, yo, I don't know about none of that, bro. It's a good debate, man. It's a good debate. And I would say it's good for the country, but you got Mr. Southgate effing about, innit? So where do you draw the line? DG for fullback union president. Who are the best 5 fullbacks in the Prem, in your opinion? Well, we just spoken about them, innit, really, you know, without a doubt. Cancelo's there, Trent's there, Reece James there. Well, Tierney's there. No one's telling me nothing. Historically, I think Walker in the last few years, but he's been injured. Yeah. I'd have to really deep that, man. Tomiyasu, my Achilles, always forgot about him. Nah, there's no cancelling. You have to respect Trent just because, bro, if he said, I want to be a midfielder, you wouldn't have had this career. He saw opportunity at Liverpool, converted better yet into a fullback. He's took it and ran with it. Reece James is complete. He could improve for sure, but he's one of the best all-rounded players in the world. As I said, he is one of the best all-round players in the world. But if you still have to improve, you're not complete then, are you? Lahm, complete. Danny Alves, what he did and what he was with the modern fullback, complete. Reece James is very all-rounded. He's moving in that direction, but you're not complete. And that's no disrespect to him. Lahm is complete. He's one of the most complete players if you want to get into technical and these things. He has played a lot into it, but I just feel the trophy thing suits everybody. He's not saying you have an agenda, but whenever it's a player that you might be arguing the opposite, you say trophies, why are you mentioning that? You know, obviously if it's like Trent, he's played a key part in trophies. You can't underestimate it at all. But yeah, you're smart enough to get the point, man. Cucurella, hear that. I don't know how we got here with this Trent stuff, but we did, innit? But yeah, on that note, though, people, just because we've been here for 90 minutes, I'm going to go get some lunch, cool off for a bit before the big game, get my emotions in check. You lot have been spot on across Twitch and YouTube. Don't forget, you know, by all means, bring your talking points. 3:30, Arsenal, Liverpool. If you're on Twitch, it's on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, it's also on YouTube, people. So yeah, smash the like button, hit the subscribe if you haven't, boost the engagement, the talking points. First thing first, just the fact that we're talking football is what I love on this platform. So big up yourselves. Regardless of what you lot are doing, stay fit, stay healthy. I hope next week is filled with good health for you and your family, and also where your personal goals, hopes, dreams, ambitions are concerned. You know, I hope you have a fantastic one. Hope to see you all again in just, you know, what, a couple of hours and that. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. You think Trent could become a Kimmich? Maybe if he wants to. Little stream even little with you lot, man. You know, Kane, exactly. Kane can't use the trophy thing. He can use some individual things. So yeah, man. Ivanovic was cold, but out of all them names, he's better than Ivanovic. Not this defending thing. Big up Ivanovic, but yeah, I'd have Trent over Ivanovic. But on a more serious note, you lot stay blessed, stay safe, and I'll catch you lot in a piece, really, man. You know, I'll catch you lot in a bit. Well, it's not just over now, but you get the point in it. See you lot in a bit, man. One love.
There's always just that active and that defending. I think it's like.
All right, all this hype about Trent and these things, bro. I ain't seen Trent and Reece James do this, though. Well gone for them, bro. I'm better than both of them still.
Against this right back, Charlie.
There's always just that active and that defending. I think